7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello everyone! Good afternoon Philippines, good day world, magandang hapon Pilipinas, maayong hapon sa tanan, mapya malulum sa langon. This is your admin Sam of the Philippine Pageants page and welcome to our live and interactive interview today. So ngayon guys, kasama natin, of course, ang isa sa pinakabata candidates for Miss Universe Philippines from Marinduque na si, of course, si Miss Simone Nadine Bornilla. At mamaya, kasama ko rin ang aking co-admins na walang iba, si Admin Niel. So bago ang lahat guys, magpapasalamat muna ako, of course, sa Miss Universe Philippines organizations, headed by National Director, Miss Universe 2011 third runner-up, Shamsi Supsup, Creative Director, Sir Jonas Gahud, at of course, si Sel Voltaire sa pagpayag sa aming interview. At of course, I would like to say thank you pala sa aking sponsor dito sa Jeddah. Guys, nandito po ako sa Jeddah. Sir Amiel Arcoriza. Ang ganda ng aking barong. Oh. Ipapakita ko muna. Yan ang aking barong. Oh, may cape. Oh, di ba? May patalikod pa. Yan. Ganda ng aking barong. Thank you for the barong Sir Amiel Arcoriza. So guys, wag na natin patagalin to. Ang daming nandyan. Yan. Hello. Yan. Please help me welcome my co-admin, one of the youngest correspondents of the Philippine Pageants page, Admin Niel. Ayun. Hello, Admin Niel. Admin Niel?
Hello, Admin Sam.
Narinig mo? Yes, okay, yes.
Yes po.
Pakilala ka muna.
Kumusta, Admin Sam?
Okay lang. Ito, oo. Of course, si Admin Niel is from Davao. At ito, wag na natin patagalin pa. Of course, ang ating, yes, guest for today.
Hello, everyone.
Miss
My name is
Marinduque.
Niel Brian. Really.
Okay. Please help me welcome Miss Marinduque. Yan, si Nadine. Sandali, ayan. Hello,
Hi,
yes.
everyone. Hi po, Admin Sam, Admin Niel. Thank you for having me. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Simone Nadine Bornilla. I'm 18 years old, and I'm representing Marinduque in this year's Miss Universe Philippines. I'm an incoming freshman at the De La Salle University, and my course will be medical biology. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. And Admin Niel, pakihanda na lang mga comments natin dyan. Ikaw na muna, bahala. Yan. Of course. Kumusta na ang isang
Yes po.
Miss Nadine?
I'm
Bornilla.
really excited for this interview po. Syempre, prior to this, we did a little small talk in the back, and it was really fun so far. I really hope this entire experience is just enjoyable for not just me, but for, of course, everyone watching as well.
Of course, shout out din natin lahat ng mga nandyan, ha? Yung mga supporters mo, mga kababayan mo na nandyan, shout out po sa inyong lahat. Okay. And of course, congratulations for making it as one of the 75. Diba?
Thank you so much po. It still feels so surreal to me.
Asan ka nun when they announced it? Kasi napaka-surprise nun biglaan
Actually po, we were having mass upstairs. We have this altar here at home, and we always make it a point na whenever Wednesday we pray the novena, and then kapag Sunday we go to YouTube, and then we watch Father Tito Kaluwag. And then we hear mass, and then it was a surprise because we were expecting to hear the results day after pa, but then Sir Voltaire, he announced that, you guys are going to be hearing the announcement already 6 p.m. So we panicked, but we were still in the middle of of mass pa. So after that, we just all gathered here in the living room, and then ayun, nagtalunan po.
Wow, congratulations for that. Sayang hindi na video, no?
I wanted sana, but then
Okay, so after that, may runway challenge kayo, di ba?
yes, which was very enjoyable for me.
Yes, bago yan ipakita muna natin yung runway challenge muna yan. Yan, ito.
Thank you.
course, ang galing, di ba? Parang sobra mo na-enjoy yung kuan na yan.
Yes,
Portion
I
na yan.
really did po. The team who I shot it with, the entire thing, they just made the entire experience so enjoyable for me that, there wasn't a dull moment mismo in the set, and
Wow.
yeah, I just loved
Saan,
working with them.
saan ginawa yan? Anong lugar?
It was actually just outside of our house, within the subdivision. Yeah, we're really lucky to be in this type of environment, and there's not a lot of people walking around. Kaya it's safe.
Yes. Sana all may ganong background, di ba?
Yes.
Oo, ang ganda nun na parang gusto ko umakyat dun sa puno. Parang fresh ng lugar, di ba? Oo. Yes. And of course, ano ang next after that? Kailan ang announcement ng top 50? May sinabi na ba o wala pa? Surprise.
So far po, surprise. Yes.
Abangan.
Can't really.
So talagang
Can't really.
nerve-wracking talaga yung kuan, di ba? Yung announcement biglaan, di ba?
Yes
Kaya
po.
mag-aabang na lang. So that would be the top 50, di ba?
Yes, top 50 na. And then after that, they'll be cutting it down to top 30.
Doon na. So after that, ang top 50 pa announcement, yung event na gagawin, yung challenge na gagawin, hindi pa sinabi.
Oh, we can't. It's not something that I can disclose yet.
It's
so
okay.
far.
No worries.
Yes.
Wag mo na. So, pati kami, i-surprise muna ang sarili namin. Di ba?
Yes.
Now, gaano ka kasaya when the Miss Universe Philippine organization announced that there was no height requirement?
Super, super happy. I was really ecstatic about it because I've said this story like a million times already, but I think
Yes.
I'll say it again. I think I was 17 or 16 when it happened. We went to our pediatric endocrine specialist, and we consulted her if ever I'd still be growing taller, and she said that because I inherited my height from my father, I'll stay 5'3" the rest of my life. So thank you, Dad. But
Okay, yes.
but so then I thought that my dream of becoming a beauty queen can't really happen again, because there are certain beauty standards that you have to meet whenever you're joining these types of competitions. But then when Miss Universe Philippines announced that there's no more height requirement, I was just so ecstatic, and I jumped at the opportunity to join right away.
And of course, hindi lang ikaw 5'3". Ngayon maraming sumali at yung
Yes.
height. Oo.
Yes, I've heard Ain
Yes.
Bernos.
And
She's
Bernas,
also 5'3". Yes.
Yes. At competitive. Kahit mga 5'3"
Yes,
yan, napaka-competitive.
she's
Ang
very
lakas
well
ng mga
spoken.
personalities ninyo, grabe. Oo.
Yes,
At
every girl who's joined, they're not only beautiful, they're also, really well spoken.
Smart.
Yes, really intelligent. It's gonna be such a
At
tough fight talaga.
additional trivia ko lang actually 5'3" wasn't a requirement way back sa Miss Universe. The first Miss Universe from Colombia way back in 1958, Luz Marina Zuluaga, was 5'3". The first Miss Universe also from Thailand way back in 1965, Apastra Hongsakola, was 5'3". Kaya
Which I guess just proves
nasa
that
requirement ka
it's
pa
not
rin
in the
it's
height.
it's not in the height. At ang kaganda nila yes, kagaya mo.
Mhm.
Yan.
Thank you, Admin Sam.
Dream mo na ba talagang Miss Universe?
Yes, it's been a long playing dream of mine. Being in a gay family, you can already tell that we're such pageant fans.
Yes.
Ever since I was younger, dad has always been having me watch already these pageants, and I just admired the beauty queens, not only because they're really beautiful, and they're also really intelligent. I don't think anyone can perform so well under so much pressure. And of course, having experienced it, being, the fact that this isn't really my first pageant, you have to admire them for the emotional resistance that they have. There's a lot of things that goes into becoming a beauty queen, more than just walking on the stage, looking beautiful, answering a question, answering an impromptu question. Yeah. So you really have to give them credit.
Yes. Siguro ang cute ng bata mo pa na pinaparampa ka ng parents mo, di ba?
Yes,
May ganun ba?
of course. Yes, at such a young age, they already made sure that I could walk in heels. 'Cause
Wow.
again, I'm really small.
Yes, ang cute, no? Oo. Ano
Yes.
bang first na Miss Universe na napanood mo?
So, because so far po, I was actually watching. I think the first Miss Universe that I ever really, really admired, talaga,
Mm-mm.
was, of course, Miss Gloria.
Yes,
Miss
of course. Yes, the first
Yes,
Miss Universe
I
sa atin.
yes,
69.
of course, I
Mm.
watched it again with my parents just because because since this isn't really my first pageant,
Yes.
I watched pageants from before, and I
Mm.
saw how Miss Gloria carried herself with so much elegance, and with
Mm.
such a simple answer, she won the crown for the Philippines. But of course, it may have
Yes.
not been that simple for her at the time, but she
Yes.
made it look so effortless. That's why I
Mm.
admired her so much when she joined.
Yes. And speaking of Miss Gloria Diaz, alam niyo ba guys, yung isa sa mga nakalaban ni Gloria Diaz that time, Miss Austria, went on to win the first Miss World title sa Austria. So bigatin yung kanyang kalaban. Admin Neil, ano yung first na Miss Universe na napanood mo?
So, admin, it's Miss Universe 2011 ata. Parang doon humubog yung pagkabakla
Ah,
ko.
yung sa San Paulo, Brazil.
Oo, si
Shamsi Sutok.
Shamsi. Oo.
Na ngayon
Mas
ay ang
memorize ko pa
national
ngayon inaano.
national director ng,
Oo.
of course, Miss Universe Philippines. Okay. Okay, nasabi mo na rin si, of course, Gloria Diaz, ating first Miss Universe, di ba? Yan.
Yes.
Ano ngayon ang paghahanda mo sa Miss Universe Philippines?
Of course, I have to prepare just as hard or even harder than anyone
Mm-mm.
else in this competition, considering that I am 18.
Mm.
And, I don't think I've caught a lot of attention yet, which is something that
Yes.
is really vital for us, since
Mm-mm.
we heavily rely on the votation. Of course, I perform as well as I can, even early on in this stage of the competition, even if we're not yet on, a national stage, because we have to present ourselves on social media and we're
Yes.
presenting ourselves as a candidate representing a specific locality. So, of course, not only do I try to perform really well in photo shoots, of course, the typical pasarela training, the Q&A, and I also make sure that I'm caught up in, of course, current events. Yeah, I think it's really
Yes.
important. Yeah.
Yes. At of course, sa mga, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, geography muna tayo, Marinduque is part of Region 4, yung
Region 4
Mimaropa,
Mimaropa.
yes.
Yes.
Mindoro,
Near Mindoro
yes,
and
yes,
Quezon.
Marinduque, Rizal, and Palawan. Quezon is yung iba naman kasi B yan eh. A at saka B. Ang A naman is Calabarzon. Of course, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, and Quezon Province. So, actually
Yeah.
divided ang Region 4 into 2, A and B. And of
Mhm.
course, nandyan, mega shout out sa atin yan, no? Sir Dave Campo nandito. Okay, yan.
Hi, Sir Dave. Hi, Sir Dave Ocampo. Hi, Tita
Yan.
Dave.
At ito may family dito, lahat nandito lahat nandito. Yan, may shout out. Yan.
Hi, shout out Baksain.
And
Sorry, I'm
family.
sorry if I'm not pronouncing
Yes.
it well. Hi, shout
Mm-mm.
out Baksain family.
Ayan. Ito, may acknowledge muna natin. Yes.
Hi, thank you so much. Thank you so much po.
Kamag-anak?
Yes po, Bornilla.
Okay. Yes,
A
okay.
really big clan.
Yes,
Siyempre,
yes.
admin, nandito yun yung supportive daddy niya. Si Sir
Hi,
Manix.
Dad. I can
Okay,
actually hear
hello.
them from upstairs.
Ito ba? Sa Manix, Manix, Jenna B. Yan, okay. Hello po sa inyo.
Sinabi
Sir.
po. Yes. Hi,
Yan.
Dad.
At nandito rin ang House of Crowns. Of course,
Hi,
Sir
Tita
Dave. At saka si
Edwin. Thank you so much for
Edwin.
watching.
Siyempre,
At,
nandito rin si Miss Shandy, Monte Carlo Lim.
Hi,
wow.
Tita Shandy. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes. Admin Jane nandito. Yes, admin. Yan,
Oo.
tuloy lang.
Ang pinaka-fresh ng admin ng Philippine Pageant, si Miss Jen. Andito rin nanonood. Hi, Miss Jen.
Thank you so much.
Now, let's go back to your journey.
Yes.
kailan nagsimula ang journey mo sa beauty pageant world? Nung bata ka pa ba sumali ka ng mga small pageants?
I was actually 14 when I first started joining pageants. And
Yes.
coincidentally, the first ever pageant that I've joined, I was also the youngest there. And we were also like 100+ candidates, and then
Wow.
we were just getting cut down because of the challenges that we were having. And
Anong
of
name ng
course,
pageant?
Mr. and Miss Philippine Youth.
Miss Philippines Youth. Okay.
Yes.
And then?
And then, after challenge, I kept advancing, which was, of course, very fortunate for me, considering that I am the youngest there. And age, I think the maximum age that you could join was like 24,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken.
And you were 14 years
24.
old.
And I was 14. And
Wow.
so I was really intimidated by the other girls, considering that, I am the youngest and I didn't have the most experience yet at the time. But of course, hard work really pays off. I remember we trained 3 times a week, and we went and did the necessary fitting, and of course the diet and everything. And fortunately enough, I won the national. I won the grand winner crown.
Okay, so 14, nandun ka na, pinaka-young. Of course, doctor ang parents mo. Are they very
Yes.
particular what you eat?
I was really young, so I could actually like I could lose the weight like really really quick. Yeah, at the time I could eat
Yes.
anything I wanted, but
Yes.
growing up, of course, I couldn't really do that anymore. Especially considering now that we had a pandemic, and over the quarantine period, I really slacked off. And I also binge eat, and then after that, I had to suffer the consequences of it. Of course, I had to go on a strict diet upon joining Miss Universe Philippines. I went on a strict diet and I started working out again every day. I just overall took care of myself again because I really let myself go.
Yes. So, sa pagsali ng Miss Philippines Youth, ito ba yung naging daan mo para sumali sa international competition ng mga teens?
No, actually,
Iba
after
pa.
that,
Yes.
yes, after
Okay.
that, I screened for Miss Teen International Philippines.
Yes.
And then I
Okay.
qualified for that. And they told me that I'll be representing the Philippines already in India. So in New Delhi, India. And I was really,
Capital, yes.
yes, I was really excited about it. And so once we got to India already, I think that was the time where I experienced intimidation, and my insecurities really showed the most, considering that I was roommates with Mexico, and she was really pretty. She was also
Yes.
really tall. And I think I was also the shortest girl there, kaya I had to wear heels every day. But despite all that, there was also this girl. She was Miss Canada. She was
Yes.
she's a Pinay.
Yes.
So yes, and because of that simple fact, we
bonding.
we were able to bond really well, and I was also able to bond with every girl in the competition. They were all really beautiful, and I really.
And you won a
Sorry?
continental title that time, di ba?
Yes, I won the continental title at the time.
Wow, congratulations. Sa malaking...
Thank you.
Yes. Did you happen to visit Agra, kung saan nandun ang Taj Mahal?
Yes, we went to Taj Mahal. And then we took a lot of photos there.
Maganda ba talaga siya? Ang ganda niya, no,
Yes,
di ba? Yung Taj Mahal.
super.
Ang daming
Super.
tourist, di ba?
And the love story behind Taj Mahal. Yes, it's enough to make you want to wish that, someone would do that for you as well.
Wow. And because you mention mo yan, patrivia tayo. Actually, Taj Mahal was actually created because of the love of the king, si Shah Jahan, sa kanyang asawa na si Mumtaz Mahal. Ipinangalan yung building na yan kay Mumtaz Mahal. Ang sabi nga, the most beautiful wife na nagkaroon siya at mahal na mahal niya. Yan po ang baga-storya ng Taj Mahal. At ngayon is one of the
romantic love story.
Yes, one of the modern, kumbaga, wonders of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yan, sa
I think
ngayon.
aside from
Oo.
the food, I was really drawn to the architecture there. It was really beautiful.
Exactly. At ang tradisyon nila, ang culture nila napakamakulay, 'di ba, sa India.
Yes, yes.
Yes, thank you for sharing that one. No, joining into big pageantry. Nasabi mo na parents mo ang pinaka-big influence sa'yo, di ba?
Yes.
So, maliit pa lang
Um,
natitrain ka na, di ba?
I mean, I wouldn't say training. I think it was just something that they would instill to me subconsciously. You know,
Ah, okay.
especially considering that I love pageantry and I love pageantry on my own. They didn't necessarily have to get me into liking
Mm-mm.
pageantry. I was really just drawn to it ever since I was a kid.
Yes. So now you ventured out to one of the biggest local pageants in the Philippines.
Yes,
Actually,
yes,
ang
I
local
did.
pageant natin is one of the biggest local pageants in the world also. And you came up as a independent candidate. Why have you chosen to be independent?
Because I think that my support system, my parents and
Mm-mm.
the people that, the same team that I've had since my first ever pageant, I already trust them
Mm-mm.
wholeheartedly with every decision that I plan to make in this
Mm-mm.
competition. And, I want to continue working with them.
Wow. So yung experience mo from Miss Philippines Youth to Miss Teen International sa India, parang na-build up na yung kuan mo, how you handle pressure, 'di ba, against or intimidation, 'di ba? So ngayon
Yes,
that you are into Miss Universe Philippines, na ang dami ding mga kilala, veterans, yung nga matatangkad din. Again, ramdam mo ba ang pressure uli?
of course, it's very hard to. I think my insecurities are still something that I battle with to this
Yes.
day. It's not something that you could
Yes.
easily, just let go of it. Something that's always going to keep creeping in. And with that being said, though I still have doubts sometimes, considering that I'm in the company of giants in this
Yes.
competition. Um, it's undeniable that I would tend to doubt myself. It's just I never let it get the best of me. Because
Yes.
I always go back to my core. I always go back to the fact that I'm not just doing this for myself, but I'm also doing this
Exactly.
for, of course, the citizens of Marinduque, as well as my parents. 'Cause I want to make them proud. And of course,
Yes.
the LGBTQ community, because I am an ally. I want to become a
Wow.
voice for the unheard.
Yes. Wow. Ato, of course, ito nga, you are into, pinaghanda mo na lahat.
Yes.
Yan. Sino ba sa mga 75 girls ang nakausap mo na? Or, kumbaga kahit sa online, mayroon na ba?
Yes.
Naging kaibigan mo?
I don't think we bonded so much yet, but I got to talk to them at the Nicole. I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce her surname right. At the Nicole Geneva. Yeah,
Okay.
because we've been in a interview in the
Yes.
past, and yeah,
Yes.
I think we bonded really well, even from that interview pa lang.
Wow. Now, how do you manage your social media interaction?
The best advice that my parents actually really give me, when considering that I'm a contestant in this pageant, is to not look through my social media too much because, of course, it's um, it's undeniable that I
Yes.
will get
Exactly.
criticism
Yes.
online, and they just don't want that to affect my performance later
Yes.
on in the competition. And so I listen to them, of course, because
Yes.
it's gonna be really obvious if I go online and I learn from the experiences of other queens as well. Like Miss Rabia Mateo, she says that the number one thing that she regrets is that she went through her social media, and um, as Pia and Catriona says, they said that the way they prepared for this is that they really didn't look through their social media accounts, so
Yes.
that they wouldn't beat themselves up with
Yes.
the criticism that they're getting. So what we do now is, of course, my parents are the ones my parents are the ones looking through it because they have more self control. They have more self control, and they won't let it affect them. It's just what we do is that they go through it and then they tell me they filter out the criticism that I don't need to know, and the criticism that I need to know. So that, of course, in
Yes.
turn, I can improve myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, alam mo, si Admin Neil, tahimik lang yan, pero mamaya may mga pasabog na mga tanong yan.
Yes,
Kaya
I'm
yan,
excited.
naghahanda na yan. Yes, okay. And of course, we cannot deny the fact that we are living today with social media. Nasa online
Mhm.
world tayo, di ba? So ito yung
Yes.
pinakamaganda is i-filter na lang kung ano yung dapat na makita, pakinggan, di ba? Because
Yes.
every queen has a voice. And in order to be heard with that voice, you need to interact with the social media.
Yes, and everyone is
So,
entitled to their own opinion. I think that
yes,
every
exactly.
girl who joined this competition, they were already expecting that not everyone is going to be on their side. There are people who are going to be against them being a candidate in this competition. Also because of the fact that, they have their own bets. And
Yes.
there's
So, meron din
really
ganun.
nothing wrong with that. I guess it's just up to us if we're going to prove them right or prove them wrong.
And I have to be honest, kasi ako, I'm an OFW dito sa Jeddah. I've been here for 10 years. Nandito pa rin
Yes.
ako. Ang tao, kahit anong galing mo, ang husay mo, merong sasabihin ng iba sa'yo. But you have to be
Mhm.
positive.
Yes.
Lawakan mo lang ang pananaw mo sa buhay and everything would be possible. Kumbaga, according to your plan. Yes. Ano yung gusto
Yes.
mo? Yes. At sa mga taong naniniwala sa'yo, yun ang pinakamaganda doon. Maniwala ka sa sarili mo, maniwala at sa mga taong naniniwala sa'yo. And, of course, mamaya pag-usapan natin ang advocacy mo at yung mga questions na handa ng ating mga ni Admin Neil. At kung may mga tanong kayo dyan sa baba, please do ask. Mag-comment lang kayo. Welcome po kayong lahat. Yes. Ayan, may nagkuhan sa'yo dyan. Si Marion Prince. Yes.
Malubag.
Malugag. Yan. And of course, ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin ang advocacy at ang mga questions mo. At of course, Admin Neil, it's your turn.
Hello everyone. So, syempre, di mawawala sa podcast na to ang katanungan. Since join ka ng Miss Universe Philippines, ano nga ba yung pinaglalaban mo or advocacy mo?
Though I do believe that beauty queens, as beauty queens, we should stand for more than just one thing. We stand for various reasons. We voice out our opinions for various reasons again. But if I were to focus on something, it would be something that is very close to my heart, which is me standing as an ally for the LGBTQ plus community. And it's because I've experienced the type of troubles that they go through early on in my life. So a little bit of background, actually. When I think I was in junior high. I was applying to this one international Catholic school. And my grades were really well. My grades were really good. We even paid they gave me permission to pay for the testing and stuff. For the tests that you take for the entrance exam. And we were just waiting for the schedule from them for when I'm gonna take it. And then my dads, they realized that it's been so long since we heard from the school. So they spoke with them again, and then they said that I can't take the test because I belong in a gay family. And yeah. And that's what I always look back on whenever I think of this advocacy, because it's good that it happened to me simply because I have a really good support system. Though the entire family was disheartened, it's a really sad thing to happen.
Yes.
I'm tearing up.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Thank you for sharing that story.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a really hard thing to happen, but of course, I'm just really grateful that I had a really good support system. And I think my appreciation for CSA just grew more because, again, since this was an international Catholic school, classes would usually start August. And CSA, Colegio San Agustin Makati, their classes start June or July. So I was really late. But since I got rejected from that school, I had to try to apply again. And welcomed me with open arms, and they didn't really give me a hard time to apply. And yeah.
Wow, congratulations for that. And good luck, ha? Yan.
Thank
Admin Neil,
you. Thank you so
tuloy lang.
much.
You're welcome.
So, since naano mo nga yung LGBT ally ka,
Mhm.
so, ano nga ba yung, di ba you have 2 dads? So, na-post namin yan sa page. Then, alam mo yun, yung story mo is, nakaka-inspire sa aming mga LGBT din to, may pinaglalaban, may isang candidate na pinaglalaban rin yung namin. Di ba? Mga
Yes po.
So,
Ah,
sa Marinduque, sa Marinduque naman, ano nga ba yung mga tourist spot ng Marinduque na may offer nila sa universe?
I think if you're really into beaches, you'd love Tres Reyes Islands, especially when you love island hopping. They offer, of course, white sand beaches, which is, I think, it's one of the most underrated places because we tend to focus on Boracay. But since
yes.
the Philippines has a lot of beaches, I think Tres Reyes
Yes.
Islands is a really beautiful place to consider visiting, if ever. And not just that, but I would also like to recommend Mount Malindig. Mount Malindig is actually an active volcano, but it's also a very famous mountain hiking spot. And not only does it give you a beautiful view of the entire Marinduque, considering that it's the highest peak of the island. It also offers you the beautifully maintained greenery in that area. And it's just something that every tourist would for sure look forward to.
At admin nila
Makamunda nga
nabanggit
dyan.
kaya nga nabanggit yung mga beautiful beaches sa Marinduque. Ang tao mahilig sa beaches is ito, Thalassophile.
Yes.
Thalassophile is a person who loves going to the beaches. Yan. Of course, yes, admin nila, tuloy lang. Question.
So, may nakita kasi akong question kanina na how old are you daw? So, ngayon sasagutin na ni Miss Nadine.
Yes. I'm 18. I think I'm actually the youngest, or I'm considered one of the youngest in the Miss Universe Philippines this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And speaking of 18 years
lang
old,
siya admin na, pero
yes, kaya nga. Actually, Gloria Diaz won the Miss Universe in 1969 at the age 18 years old. So, Smita Sen won the Miss Universe in the Philippines back in 1994. 18 years old din siya. Kaya ang daming beautiful coincidence, di ba? Okay, admin lang, tuloy lang. Yan.
So, syempre, mas kikilalanin pa natin yung sarili mo. Give 10 facts about yourself.
10 talaga.
Or 5 na lang.
Okay lang. No worries.
Okay.
Kung basta kaya.
I can't ride a bike. I can't ride a bike. Though it's something in my bucket list that I want to cross off. I can't ride a bike. I actually sing. I was in my high school choir and we competed internationally. It's something I'm always gonna be proud of. Yes. And I used to do musical theater. In Repertory Philippines. I made a lot of friends there, which I'm still, keeping to this day. And what else? From time to time, I think I can bake. I think I can bake as long as there's instructions. And what else? I think I don't know a lot of what else ba? I'm a teacher's pet. There, I'll just say I'm a teacher's pet. I think that during my time in high school and grade school, I always, I always made sure to make a good impression with my teachers.
Wow. Siguro
actually, same kami admin. Oo. Teacher's pet din ako.
Wow.
Kaya, appear tayo dyan.
At dahil nga mahilig siya kumanta, actually, if you have a song to describe your entire journey to the beauty pageant world, what is that?
A song?
Yes.
I guess I mean, I know it'd be typical and cliche for me to say this, but I
Yes.
think that song would be a fight song. But I can't sing it right now because I might.
Okay lang, okay lang, okay lang. Yes, Admin
Simply
Neil,
because,
mga question.
um,
Yes, it's okay.
yeah, simply because fight song is, I think, a very very inspirational song to
Mm,
listen to. And of course, aside from the fact that I am trying to uh, raise the flag for the LGBTQ plus community members, I'm also trying to
mm,
inspire girls my age that nothing is
mm.
impossible, nothing defines, not even your age, nothing defines how capable you are in achieving such goals. And yeah.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
Admin Neil, yes. Next
Yes, my
question.
next question, admin, is ano nga ba 'to? About your national costume. If ever makakapasok ka sa top 30 ng Miss Universe Philippines, ano nga ba yung concept ng national costume?
I don't think we can disclose that. I don't think we can disclose that
Okay.
No, it's
yet.
okay.
I think it's something that I'd have to
Yes,
leave a room for
yes.
suspense. Yeah.
Pasabog muna.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oo.
Eh, okay, Admin Neil.
Because
At sa
MPP
Yes,
also gave an announcement na
yes.
malapit na yung
Ah,
NASCOS. So I can't spoil
oo.
that for
it's okay.
them.
It's okay, it's okay.
Mm.
Yes.
So, pasabog na lang
Yeah.
'yun, guys, sa mga nanonood.
Yes.
Kailangan kaabang-abang yung Miss Universe Philippines 2021 ngayon.
Yes. At mukhang
My
mukhang
next
kasama sa
question is
kasama kasama sa challenge ang Natcos ah. Okay, sige, question. Yes.
mm. 'Di ba nag-audition ka sa TVB? Sa mga hindi nakakaalam.
Yes.
Oo.
Yes,
Ano
I
yung story no
did.
doon?
Of course, I mentioned there that I'm a teen beauty queen because at the time I just that was the time that I was winning pa rin at the pageants and I was joining pa rin. So that was the story that I was trying to go with, and of course I mentioned that I'm also doing it to make my parents proud. I think that in everything that I do, I always think of my parents talaga. Kaya yeah, I think the entire experience for me was just really funny. And yeah.
Mm. So, admin, my next question is, syempre, di mawawala talaga sa podcast ang Q&A. And so, guys, if may mga question kayo, please comment nyo lang. Basta, please, wag lang talaga yung political, mga questions kasi di
Mm.
namin ito tolerate yon. Para na rin sa ikakabuti ng kandidato at sa page. Maraming salamat. My next question
Mhm.
is, what are the best qualities a parent can share with their children and why?
I think hardworking. I think that's one of the best qualities that any parent can instill in a child because it's something that they're gonna carry on later in their lives. And if you lack everything else, but you have the quality of being a hardworking person, I think you could still achieve anything that you want to do.
Mm-mm.
At of course,
Yeah.
Admin Neil, dahil nga sa kanina napag-usapan natin yung kanta, may nagtanong dito si Josie Carolio Bornilla. Kamag-anak yata to. Kung ikaw ay isang kanta, anong title and why?
Of course, I'm gonna have to refer na lang to the comments, but Dark Horse by Katy Perry.
Oy,
because
wow.
because of course, I'm not one of the candidates that are considered as a front runner, but I can definitely shock you guys. You don't really, of course.
No, talking about being dark horse, if I'm going to ask you, what is
Mhm.
the disadvantage and what is the advantage of being a dark horse?
I think the number one advantage that you get with being a dark
Mm,
horse is that there's not as much pressure on you
mm,
compared to the girls who are, considered front
mm,
runners right now because all eyes are on them. And
yes.
a lot of people
Mm,
are expecting that they'd perform really, really well. And
yes.
with being a dark horse, you can just you can just hide behind, be a background and then behind the background and then just surprise them whenever you're ready. And I think that's
Yes.
just that's just such an exciting thing to be considered.
Yes. Yes, Admin Neil, tuloy lang.
Then, admin ha, di dapat maliitin yung mga dark horse kasi sila yung bubulaga sa finals, di ba? Yes,
Yes,
kaya
and
wag
also
talaga.
considering,
Mm.
Miss Rabia. Miss Rabia Mateo
Yes.
Yes.
wasn't a front runner during her time.
Oh.
Yet, she won the crown and she represented the Philippines. So yeah, I think that anyone has a
Yes.
chance.
Yes. Admin Neil, every beauty pageant is actually a game, kumbaga ball game for all the girls. Lahat yan.
Yeah.
Equal. Yan. Okay, Admin Neil, yes,
May
tuloy lang.
shoutout lang ako dito, admin na. Hi, Francis
Yes.
Joseph Lampano. Thank you for watching. Kakilala ko siya, admin.
Hello.
Thank you for
Hello po sa inyo.
watching.
Ayan siya, yan. At ito, Admin
Diba,
nila, may questions. Yes, okay lang. Ito, i-con ko na lang. Do you think that the new system of Miss Universe Philippines will affect the accuracy of judging those who are truly deserving to win? Why or why not?
I honestly think that I am for the new system of Miss Universe Philippines.
Yes.
A lot of people don't. I think a lot of people have it mistaken because not only are the judges referring to the votation, it is they take a percentage of it. But we also still have judges to decide who are the girls who are deserving to get in, regardless of the regardless of the results of the votation. They
Yes.
want to make sure that the candidate who is gonna make it to 30 and eventually win the crown, they want to make sure that that girl is someone that a lot of the majority of the Filipinos like and
Yes.
look up
Oh.
to. And I think
Yes,
that it's a
Admin
good.
Neil. Admin Neil, of course, may surprise
My last
tayo bago tayo
question,
mag-proceed.
admin.
Yes, oo. Yes, last question muna. Sige. Tuloy lang.
Sorry.
My last question before ang pasabog namin is, what do you think men can learn from women?
I think men can learn to be a bit more. I think men can learn to be a bit more
So my next
sensitive.
question is, ulitin ko na lang.
Oh, yes. Sorry?
Narinig naman. Yes.
Oh, yes. I think men can learn to be more sensitive and thoughtful in the things that they do. I mean,
Naririnig
of
ng
course,
Yes, narinig. Yes.
of course,
Sorry.
typically we know men to be doers, and women
Yes.
they think about various things before doing a specific thing, and I think that that's something that men can definitely learn from women.
Yes. At of course, Admin Neil, ito na ang ating pasabog.
And also the fact that, sorry.
Yes. It's okay.
And also the
Sorry,
fact that women are more capable. Women are more capable of being other things than just house mothers. Women are. I mean, in today's time and age, women are more capable of doing other jobs that men are typically known to be doing. And I think that that's something that we all have to keep in mind, not just men.
Yes. Wow, thank you, Punas. Ang galing.
Yes,
Talagang
Admin, go
sabi nga
ahead.
niya, of course. Yes, meron tayong pasabog dito. Of course, sa mga isa to sa, kumbaga, naniniwala sa'yo. Yan, nag-mold sa'yo into where you are now. Of course, ang ating pasabog.
Hi, baby!
Are they in it now?
Hapon po, sir. Yes, ang ating
Yes, we're here, babe.
Yes, we're here. We're always here.
Yes.
I thought they were just watching it.
Hi, babe.
Kaya ang ingay nila, I thought they were just watching it.
Doc Jomel and Doc Manix, kwento mo sa amin, sino si, of course, Nadine, nung bata pa? Simone Nadine. Yes?
Nadine, basically kasi during the time when I was growing up, I was away kasi I'm doing my medical training. So she's basically left lang with my dad, the lolo. Nadine is a very independent kid. She's like one of the vivid memories that I have with Nadine is like when her lolo left her to Bicol kasi nga I'm taking up medicine, then walang mag-aalaga sa kanya.
Yes.
The lolo asked her, okay ka lang bang maiwan dito? Then she told the lolo, yes lolo, it's okay. So siya yung tipo na pag iniwan mo, hindi siya iiyak. She's very independent and
Nag-iiyak.
yeah, and another memory din na kay Nadine is, syempre pag aalis ako, I'm doing my residency training, di ba? Titingnan niya lang ako, hindi yan iiyak. Nandun lang siya sa gate. Then, I always hear her lang singing. Kasi the mom and I got separated, no? 1 year old pa lang siya. So wala talagang
Nag-iiyak.
Doc, bubbly ba talaga yung one?
A bit emotional.
Yes. Yes, sir. Go on. Sir Manix. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, my partner, Dr. Bornilla, is a little bit emotional. I don't know why.
Yes.
Because this is something that we are doing that we are so proud of. Being able to rear her. Kasi Doc and I met when Nadine was 4 years old. And during the time we were starting our lives, we didn't have so much. No? I remember wala talaga. I mean, yung sinasabi ni Nadine na hard work, kanina nung sinasabi niya yon, may na kami habang pinapanood dito sa room, no? Because hard work was really our formula for where we are right now. And during that time, you don't see Nadine complaining of bakit ganito buhay namin, bakit ganito buhay namin. So, Nadine is the type that would not complain, you know? She's the type that would just be there. And tama yun. She just sings, you know, when we sit sa kotse before, nung okay na kami, may car na kami, she'll just be by the window and then singing, ganyan. Remember, baby, Casey Concepcion? Remember that? Oh, di ba? So, that was the time that Casey Concepcion had an album So, we kept on playing that over and over. And that's our memory. I think everything that's happening right now with our lives, with Nadine being with Nadine being part of part of this universe, is like we take so much pride because the thing that she's fighting for is something that I myself was not I didn't have the courage to fight for that during my time. So I am one with her right now in fighting for this, the LGBTQ plus community. We're one with them. And we're hoping talaga that this thing should, you know, play well, because the thing that happened with that school that discriminated us, talagang for about a month or two, we were just crying over things na bakit it was so unfair. Nadine had the grades. I mean, it wasn't her naman. It wasn't us who's applying for the school.
Yes.
It was Nadine. It was Nadine's grade to be graded, you know, and she qualifies very well for that school. And you know, I was just looking back dun sa text conversation namin nung admission officer, and I found it that was 5 years ago, and then I showed it nga to Doc and I said, babe mo, ito pa yung screenshot nung contact namin nung admin. And then yun, so the thing that we're doing, we take it as a challenge, no? Not only for Nadine but for the entire family and for the two of us of Doc, that we need to fight for something that we believe in, because at the end of the day, your legacy would be the one that would be left behind and remembered by the people. It's not your money, it's not your fame, but what you have left in this world. So I think that is something that we would like to fight for. One with Nadine.
Okay. So, listening to Sir Manix, mukhang sa Q&A, sa galing ni Nadine, alam na alam kung saan galing, di ba? Kanino nagmana, di ba?
Hindi naman, mas magaling sa akin si Nadine actually. Mas magaling siya. Kasi she's
Parang
a combination
napahumble
of
lang, di
myself.
ba?
Yeah, she's a
Wow.
combination of
Yes.
myself and Doc.
Yes. Doc, gaano ka-bubbly ang character or yung personality ni Nadine kahit nung bata pa?
She's actually not the bubbly type. She's actually she's well behaved.
Okay.
She's well behaved kasi we often go to our friends. Naman, we're gay so we're gay parents, so we usually ask help, we usually ask advice from our girlfriends, from our kumares, no? So we go to their houses, we tapos we always tell her, wag kang magulo, wag kang malikot. So kung saan mo siya iniwan, dun lang siya. She's well behaved. Hindi siya magulong bata. Never kami nagkaroon ng headache. Ang pinaka love na love ko sa batang yan is never nagreklamo kahit ano. So that's why alam mo yon, as a parent, yun lang siguro yung pinakamagandang gift na pwedeng mong makuha sa buhay mo, no? Yung lagi kang na-appreciate ng anak mo. Kasi yun, mahirap ma-appreciate kahit nga ng ibang tao, di ba? So,
yes. And of course, I would like to have a follow-up with that question. Now, Doc, Jomel, and Sir Manix, how proud are you now kung sino siya ngayon?
Very proud. We're very proud.
Very proud. That's why I'm very emotional.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
very emotional kasi I don't think I deserve this lady. No?
Yeah.
With all my mistakes in life, diba? I'm so wow, nagkaroon ako ng anak na ganyan. Wow.
Kaganda, katalino, ka-confident, di ba?
Grabe. So,
ka-determinado.
Oh my God.
It's okay. And Nadine, kung may gusto kang sabihin sa parents mo, ano yun?
God, my makeup dad, ha? Pag-touch ulit ako kay Mamo. Of course,
Pati ako napayak eh. Yes, yes.
I want to
It's
let them.
It's okay, take your time.
Si
Yes, please.
Daddy.
Wait lang, baby. Sit down, hinahanap kanina dito.
I'm back again.
Yes, back again.
Of course, I want them to know that they're the source of inspiration in everything I do. You know, everything I do is because and for them. Of course, my dream of becoming a beauty queen, it's to make them proud, as well as become a doctor, to make them proud. And I'm really grateful for all that they've I'm really grateful for all that they've done for me. To Daddy Manix especially, my stepfather, I'm really, really grateful for everything he's done for me. Taking care of me, you know, he sacrificed a lot. He had this high-end sales job in one of the leading marketing places in the Philippines, and he sacrificed that just to take care of me. And I don't think I could be more grateful of such unconditional love. Yeah, and it's shocking and receiving that from someone who isn't even blood related to you. Yeah, I'm just really grateful, of course, for having him as a parent, for having two of them as a parent, because they're the reason why I grew up to be this woman, and I'm pretty happy with the person that I am now because of them. So yeah, Thank you,
Wow,
dads.
thank you for that. Yes. At
Yes.
yung paghahanda niya, kasi wala siyang camp, Doc Niel and Sir Manix, wala siyang camp. Of course, kayo na, as part of the team. Ano yung mga paghahanda na
Wala.
ginawa niyo para kay
Yes.
Nadine? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-mm.
We have friends po in the industry that helps us naman po. And I mean, to be honest, the preparation is all hers. Even the press release that people are asking us, she's the one who's writing it. Even the script that we need to do for the video, she's the one writing it. And in terms of preparations, we are just here to provide resources, because that's the best that we can do, because she's 18 already, she's very independent anyway, so what we're trying to do is just provide her with what she needs. Buying of shoes, buying of like this, that's it. But everything else is hers. So even to be honest, admin Sam, Q&A, I'm not keeping her. Hindi po ako nag-train. Lang po ang nag-train ng sarili niya. She's in her room and be there for like 3 hours straight, and then when I knock in, what are you doing? And I'm training Daddy for my Q&A. She's just doing it on her own. So nothing really spectacular coming from us. It's everything. It's all her.
But I'm the one who's managing her diet.
Yeah, diet si Doc.
Yes. Nasabi ni Sir Manix, nothing spectacular. Actually, the support and the love is more than spectacular, di ba?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, you're welcome.
Actually,
Nadine, yes. Yes po, Doc. Go on.
Yeah, actually, this
Tuloy lang.
competition made us, closer. Kasi, during pandemic, I'm usually out, doing my job as a doctor. But now we need to bond. We need to, we need to talk. Ang sarap. I believe, aside from activity of the pageants in the Philippines, it makes parang families bond together.
Yes.
So it's nice family bonding, no?
Yes.
Kaya I tell my friends, my doctor friends, alam mo magandang bonding ang pageant. So paglaki ng mga anak niyong babae, isama niyo sa pageantry.
Yes.
So it's also, aside from keeping the family members closer, it also helps in the character building of our daughters.
Wow. Doc, anong specialization mo sa doctor?
Internal medicine.
Okay po. So, I would like to take this chance, Miss Nina, nandito na yung parents mo eh.
Yes.
Okay, pandemic ngayon eh. Kung may mga misconception, mga wrong practice ng mga Pilipinos towards yung mga ito sa pandemic, na gusto mo i-correct. Yung mga misconception, ano man dyan, ano yun?
Misconceptions. Sorry pa.
Is it for me ba or for Nadine?
For Doc muna. Para kasi doctor, para ma-share mo sa mga tao nandito. Yes. Grab natin yung chance.
The common misconception that I always hear is, COVID is not real.
Yes.
It's just made up. It's real. And some of my friends, died of COVID.
Yes.
So it's real and it's here. That's why we're very grateful with the Miss Universe Philippines organization, because their approach is actually to, for these ladies to compete even without, them seeing each other. So this is actually the new normal. They're actually doing the right thing. And I highly acknowledge, and I'm very happy because they're very professional, and it's one of a kind. Although some of the pageants are doing this as well, I have high regards to those pageants, and I hope we can still continue doing pageantry, doing as I've told you earlier, character building of these ladies, even with, remotely.
Yes.
We people should adapt. So for me, that's the thing. The most common misconception is, wala yan, COVID lang yan. No, it's
Yes.
real. It's real.
Yes. Thank you for that. At of course, nandyan si House of Crowns na si Sir Edwin Uy. Yan. Doc Bornilla is a very good doctor and he takes care of our health.
Thank you, Ed.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Miss Nadine, may gusto ka bang idagdag doon sa sinabi ni daddy mo?
Actually, no po. That was what I was supposed to say. Before he was gonna say that, that was supposed to be my answer.
Okay, so mana-mana talaga na. Mana-mana lang.
Yeah.
Doc. At speaking of mana ha, Doc, si Nadine gusto maging doktor din, kagaya mo.
Yes. Actually, mind conditioning yan eh. And we always tell her, be a good doctor, and most of her titas, all of her ninongs and ninangs are doctors. No? Siguro dalawa lang yung hindi doctor, no? So we always tell her. And one of our trips I believe in
Where?
malls,
Mm.
one of the malls in the Green Hills. We went to Green
Yes.
Hills. All of a sudden, parang she's like 6 years old. She went.
No, yeah. Eight. She was 8. She went to
Anyway.
book sale.
Yeah, she went to a book sale and she got this neurology book,
Yeah.
and she
Oh.
told me to get that for her. Kaya sabi ko, wow, magiging neurologist ka talaga. Baka maging neurologist. So, that's the time parang, okay, magiging doctor siya. So, as parents, we're not supposed to push them. But, it's, sometimes it's better to guide them.
Yes.
No, your dad is a doctor, so better if you continue my practice. But it's still up to her. And the good thing is, she followed the path.
Okay.
Masunurin tayo.
Yes.
I think on my own, the number one thing that also inspired me of wanting to become a doctor, I remember as a kid, my parents would always bring me to the medical missions that they'd attend. And I was really seeing how helpful they were to just strangers. And I really aspired to be just as helpful as them. Kaya, I really wanted to become a doctor ever since.
Yes, Doc, nasabi mo kanina at 8 years old, nakita mo na magiging doktora to dahil nga doon sa libro. Anong age mo naman na nakita siya na ito magiging beauty queen tong anak ko? Medyo na...
Yeah, we're back.
Narinig ba yung tanong ko?
Naglag.
Naglag. Oo. At 8 years old, nakitaan mo na siya ng potential na maging doktora dahil doon sa libro. At what age
Yes.
naman nakitaan mo siya ng potential maging beauty queen?
12.
12.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, 12. At 12 years old. No, syempre kami
Anong story,
naman, we usually host kasi
That was that, no.
pageant viewing.
Remember, I think that was the time when Venus Ra won.
Yes. When Venus Ra won, and Nadine kasi
Kasi her
2010.
color before is, because the Dean's color was like Venus Ra before
very Filipina.
Very Filipina.
And she's and we usually host a pageant viewing at home. So we have doctor friends, we have the kumares, the kumpares. So that's our usual bonding. Aside from being doctors, we usually bond as pageant fanatics, pageant enthusiasts. So that's why the immersion of Nadine is really, she's really into it. So yeah, so syempre, di ba? Mabuti naman nagugustuhan niya. Yeah.
Yes. So ngayon, ang huling kong
Yes.
tanong sa inyo is, ano yung message mo kay Nadine, sa parents, sa anak niyo, ang napakagandang si Miss Nadine. Yes. Sa kanyang journey to the Miss Universe Philippines pageant.
Um, please enjoy this journey. Because unlike ng Miss Teen International, she's parang parang hindi niya masyado na-enjoy kasi she's too young. She's too young. Then syempre sa India, medyo, alam mo yun, parang hindi rin sila magkaintindihan because of, the language barrier. No? Her roommate was Mexico, so hindi sila magkaintindihan. So mga bata pa sila. So this is the right time, baby, to enjoy it. Inspire people in all walks of life, and tell your story. Each and every girls, you're all beautiful, and you have your stories, and all your stories are valid. Your story is valid. The story of all your sisters in Miss Universe Philippines are all valid. Spread positivity, make friends, enjoy, and always pray.
Yes.
Always pray.
So my message to you, baby, is be welcoming to change, to improve yourself, and always remember that we are 101% behind you at all times. It may not be apparent the way we talk to you or the way we but we're here. You just don't know we're here. Hindi mo nga alam nandito kami sa live, di ba?
Yeah.
So yun. So that's, and also that we love you very much.
We love you,
and
we love
continue to be the pride of the family and to bring the family to give legacy, that be able to, live a life that is full and something that you won't regret at your life. Yun lang po.
So,
Thank you, Dad.
Nadine, kung mayroon kang sasabihin sa kanila, ano yun? Take your time. Dear parents mo. Yeah.
As I said again, Dad, I want you both to know that I'm not just doing this for myself. Everything that I do is both for you. And I really hope that I make you proud with every achievement that I that I do. And you've really become such an inspiration to me. And if I were to become a parent, I'd wish to be, just as good or maybe even better. But I'd be lucky to be just as good as you both. So yeah.
You.
We love you.
Me too, Dad.
Love you.
Of course. Ito huli ko lang to. Pasensya na kayo. I'm taking the chance Si Nadine, nasabi na kanina yung mga tourist spots sa Marinduque. Of course, the dad. Baka may nakalimutan na din. Ano yung mga tourist spots? Pinagmamalaki nyo sa Marinduque.
The Luzon Datum.
The Luzon Datum is the geodetic center of the Philippines. So basically, when you say it's the center of the Philippines, it is right there in Marinduque. So all the maps, everything na scale ng about geography ng Philippines is marked there. Nandun ang 0,0. So that's one place that we would like to show to the Philippines, no? That Marinduque is the heart of the Philippines. In fact, it is also heart-shaped. And there are also sandbars there. Sandbars that would, give a Palawan for their money. Maniway Island.
And
Kawa-Kawa, what you call this, falls, the Bathala Caves. There's so much more that, just like Nadine, it is not yet discovered.
Wow. And thank you for your time. Yes. Admin Niel, kung may isang sabihin sa parents ni Kuan. Yan.
Thank you,
Admin.
Admin.
Thank you, Admin Niel. Thank you. More power
to Philippine Pageants.
And thank you for supporting Nadine and for supporting as well the other Miss Universe Philippine candidates.
All right.
Yes po.
Thank you.
Love you, baby.
Thank you po.
See you later.
See you later.
Yes. Wow.
I
Ang
wasn't
ganda mo.
prepared for that.
Hindi nila sinabi sa'yo. Buti na lang.
Talagang hindi.
Oo, thank you for that. Oo. Ngayon, Admin Neil, may iba ka pang tanong dyan?
So ngayon, Admin Sam, since patapos na rin tayo, so Miss Nadine, paano ka ba nila mafa-follow sa journey mo sa Miss Universe Philippines? Paano ka lang masasuportahan?
Yes, of course. As my closing remark, since we're ending this live soon, it's the 4th day of votation for the runway walk. For the cat. Sorry,
Yes,
I'm a
runway.
bit,
Yes. Okay, yun na.
I'm a
Yan.
bit
Yes.
frazzled. Yes, for the
Yes.
runway challenge, and I'm really, really, really hoping for your unending support for me as your candidate. My destiny lies in your hands, and I want to be able to get as far as I can in the competition, to not just represent Marinduque proudly, but also to share my story, because I think that it's something that a lot of people can learn from, and I think that it's something that needs to be addressed. Not just that, of course. Follow my social handles, my social media handles, on Instagram at Simone Bornilla, and on Facebook, Simone Nadine Bornilla. So that's
Okay,
it.
yes, ito tanong ko lang kasi yung expectations na sa'yo na from your supporters, parents, mga naniniwala sa'yo, kababayan mo, ano mga maipapangako mo sa kanila in your journey to the Miss Universe Philippines 2021?
I think that I don't want to promise anything that I'm not sure I can do.
Yes.
But what I want to promise, especially to the people of Marinduque, is that I'll represent them the best that I can with all my heart. And that's what I'm promising right now.
Wow, thank you for that. And of course, Admin Neil, ano yung masasabi?
So, hello admins, and
Yes.
sa mga lahat na nanonood, please, for more pageant updates, please don't forget to follow us on our other official social media accounts on Twitter at PHPageants_OFC, on Twitter at The Real Philippine Pageants, and we're also on TikTok at PHPageantsOFC. And if you're watching this live podcast on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Maraming salamat po.
Wow, thank you for that. Of course, maraming salamat sa mga lahat ng nandito, sa lahat ng nanood. Yes, sa aming mga followers. Hi ko lang dyan sa province ko, sa Dinas, Zamboanga del Sur, municipality ko. Hello po sa inyo dyan. Dito sa Jeddah, taga Jeddah ako, sa lahat ng nanood dito sa Saudi. Assalamualaikum sa inyong lahat. And Nadine, maraming salamat. Sa parents mo, maraming salamat. Admin Neil, maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Paul, for having me.
Yes, you're so welcome po. Sa ating followers, we have around 360 followers, di ba? 360,000 followers.
Yes po.
Maraming salamat
So,
sa pagtutulungan.
before that, Admin Sam, may ipapaano lang akong statement sa kanya. Ipapa-complete.
Yes, sandali. Bago yan, I would like to say, sandali, i-con ko muna to. Solo. Thank you, Sir Amir Alcurisa, Jeddah-based Philippine design. Ang ganda ng aking barong dahil sa inyo. Yan, at yan, gagawan pa niya ako. Thank you. Thank you, ang ganda ng aking barong. Yes. And, yan. Yes, Admin Neil.
So, Miss Nadine, this is ito yung statement. I am Nadine Bornilla, and I am your
phenomenal woman.
Wow, thank you.
Laban lang.
Yes.
Laban. And for that,
Laban.
maraming salamat sa ating lahat. Bye, guys!
Thank you, everyone.
Maraming salamat na din.
Bye,
Sa parents mo,
everyone.
lahat
Thank you so much po.
Yan.